Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta 2. Today we are entering Chapter 13, Vigrid, the City of Deja Vu, which should sound very familiar if you played Bayonetta 1. And this is indeed a very nostalgic chapter, and it kind of earns its nostalgia because the game, it hasn't bled into the rest of the game so far, so it feels earned. And we're here because Loki, who controls the remembrance of time, sent us back 500 years into the past, so we fucking time traveled, yes?
I know when this is.
Yeah, and so do we, right? We know when and where this is. The weather's a little different from the last time we were here, and the lighting's changed a little bit, but this should all look very familiar if you played Bayonetta 1. Especially this room out here with the Gates of Hell. This led out to the Courtyard last time, and up here on the balcony is where a witch heart was in Bayonetta 1, and it's here again. Before we head out into the Courtyard, though, there is a hidden verse and a chest back here, and this is also another witch art. This is also gonna be where we are introduced or reintroduced to the Applauds and the Affinities, the standard angels from the first game. Told you this is gonna be a big nostalgia trip. Lots of callbacks to the first game in this chapter and the next one. Pretty much while we are spending time back in Vigrid, the city of Deja Vu. Ah, and Affinities again. So, even though they totally could have gotten away with coasting on the nostalgia just for a couple of chapters, like, I like that they haven't used it as a crutch. We've had all new weapons, all new enemies, all new everything up to this point, and this feels like a fond, nice little callback. But even then... Oh, I thought there were more, that's why I was taunting to keep the combo going. But even with the old enemies reappearing in this chapter, and the next couple, they're still updated. Like, they still have all new hit reaction animations, which is really cool. This first journal echo of 3 we're gonna find in this chapter, I'm sorry, 2. This one's just catching you up on the witch hunts. The Umber Witches were hunted and killed 500 years ago, and the war that precipitated that event involved heaven and hell, and it would eventually see the end of the Lumen Sages as well. The Lumen Sage from the last game, Baldur, accidentally kind of incited the witch hunts that wiped the Umbrans out. So we have that. I'm going to do something I forgot to do last verse. I'm going to equip the new whip that we just got, the Alruna. And I'll throw on... Nah, maybe I'll save that for next chapter. Yeah, for now we'll just mess around with Alruna because it's a kick-ass whip. And then... Oh, right, the Umbran Elegance, too. Yeah, you get a little Fletcher cap, with Kafka out. Yeah. And I meant to switch back to Salamandra. There we go. So yeah, we'll keep Salamandra on the other set, and then we'll mess around with the whip a little bit as we come out to a very familiar-looking courtyard. I think that Umbran Tear of Blood, the crow, was even in the same spot in the last game. The weather's changed, but it's still kind of... the environment's copy and pasted. And before we get into any action out there, we have a muspelheim. This one is timed battle. Okay. Nothing too serious. I think this is just an affinity. Yeah, this is just this single affinity. I don't know if I mentioned this yet. Affinity was actually the inspiration for hideousness and hatred. There was a demon version of Affinity that was supposed to be in Bayonetta 1, but it was cut and then reintroduced in the anime, and then the design was changed a little bit and reintroduced in Bayonetta 2 as Hideous and Hatred. It's kind of a similar thing to what happened with the Valor enemy. God damn, we're getting a lot of witch hearts in this chapter really quickly right off the bat. This is one of the longer chapters. Man, this whip kicks ass. So much better than the one from, what was it? Kulshedra from Bayonetta 1.
We will be overrun soon. Gather at the clock tower. We must defend it with all our strength. You?
Holy fucking shit. Every chance they get to do an FMB, they go all out. So we're teaming up with everyone. Everyone gets a moment to shine alongside Bayonetta in this one. That's Rosa. That's Bayonetta's mom. That is Bayonetta's mom and Baldur's wife, Rosa. We saw her briefly in the beginning of the game. We saw her a little bit last game, but not like this. Not kicking this much ass. Just in her dying moments, but holy shit. Oh yeah. I almost called it Kulshedra again. Yeah, Alruna. So good. And then the stinger with Salamandra is my favorite. Woo! I kinda wish this verse ended with another callback with a beloved or a belief fight. Or not belief, damn it, beloved. Beauty and beloved. Right. Oh, and it's... I don't know if this is technically Fortitudo or if this is the little counterpart clone Courage. Either way, of course we're getting the Auditio boss rush, the Cardinal Virtue boss rush from last game, of course! Starting with good old Fortitudo. He's kind of got a new moveset for this one, too. Actually, no, I should strike that. I think this is the same moveset he uses the first time you fight him in Bayonetta 1. Either way, kick ass. I'm fine with this kind of shameless callbacking and nostalgia. Because, like, the game doesn't... I've said this a couple times now. The game doesn't use it as a crutch. The game doesn't lean on nostalgia. It has more going on for it. It's like you get to the end of the game and it's like, hey, remember all this awesome stuff from before? And yeah, it is awesome. And, like, I didn't get this point across very well the first time, but even with the new enemies, I mean, even with the old ones they bring back, they still update them. Like, if you notice, the affinities and the applauds and stuff, they had the new animation, the new hit reaction animations that they gave to all the newly introduced angels. So they react differently to being hit compared to how they did in Bayonetta 1. Little details, man, little details. Ooh, speaking of which, little phantom lava geyser got me. I don't think I can hit the climax until he lands like that. This is so cool. This little, oh, and they have the split screen going for each head. Oh god, I wasn't looking at the prompt. I forgot there was a second part of that. Yeah, god damn it, this chapter's cool. Here saying this way. I'm all turned around now. Oh god, I'm going back towards where I started. I'm getting too hyped for this chapter. And you know that she said we have to go and defend the clock tower, right? Ah, this room. This room, up on the balcony, there was a witch heart, I think, in the last game. And there was almost the exact same verse in here last game, I think, with the applauds and the affinities. Good stuff. Not subtle callbacks at all, but whatever. Like, the game spent its whole, like, 12 chapters up to this point proving that it can stand on its own. So, after that, yeah, why not have, like, a little bit of nostalgia? And it's still fun as hell, so it's fine. Like, I kind of feel like the direct comparison to make is Dark Souls 2, where it maybe coasts a little bit too much on nostalgia, and it doesn't do enough to stand strong on its own, whereas this is just awesome in its own right. Oh yeah. Just spring dodge right through the laser from, God, that's not kinship. I can't remember what they're called. You fight one later. You gotta wait for this to get destroyed so we can head to the underground caves beneath Vigrid. Oh, yeah. And, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, right, Journal Echo. We're about to encounter a little bit more nostalgia. It's about to get cranked up a little bit more. Yeah, and just like I said, secret paths and training rooms all scattered throughout Vigrid like little spider holes and tunnels. Oh, that's kind of cool. Mentioned that his old man stumbled on the same thing. I think it's just like a little tongue-in-cheek nod to a journal entry that you find in the first game. That's cool. Oh, I wasn't quite using it right there. Yeah, in the air you can use the charge modifier for the whip to pull enemies towards you. You can pull yourself towards them. Much like one of my favorite parts of DMC Devil May Cry, the angel whip and the devil whip. Yeah, you have a better version of that here. Oh, this one kicks ass to use. And the third and fourth hits, if you use the charge modifier on the third and fourth hits on the whip, you can actually grab two enemies at once and slam them both down. And it works on any size enemy. Like, it'll work on the big beliefs, everything. Some of them you have to put in, whoops. You have to put them into a stun state first, some of the bigger enemies, before you can slam them down with the whip, but yeah. And yeah, we get the return of my favorites, Fearless and Fairness. My favorites, quote-unquote. Little bastard doggies who always manage to grab me. There is a chapter later in the game where you fight, Fearless, Fairness, and Agreed all at once. And that's perfect. Like, what a spot-on combination of enemies. We haven't seen this in a while. We saw a little variation of this with, when we ran across the tsunami. But not quite the witch statue mechanic. Or the golem walls. We haven't seen those in a bit, either. We haven't seen those, since this chapter, I think. Or since Bayonetta 1. First time since Bayonetta 1 in this chapter. Get some more... Yeah! I think that was gonna be the grab attack, too. You can parry absolutely anything. It's awesome. Oh, you know what this chapter should have been called in Bayonetta 1? In Bayonetta 1, if, like... I'm sure they didn't plan this out so far in advance that this was going to return in a sequel that they didn't know if they were ever going to get to do. It would have been cool if in Bayonetta 1, this chapter was Vigrid, the city of Jamais-Vu, because Bayonetta had amnesia back then, and then in Bayonetta 2, it was Vigrid, city of Deja Vu. Jamais-Vu and Deja Vu. Oh, the music in this chapter is really, really good. We'll smash up some pots in here. Oh, right, Mandragora roots. Oh, that's kind of messed up given the story that I told, what was it, last time? About the mythical origins, or the mythical stories about Mandragoras. And another returning favorite, yeah! Justice Hand for now. Justice Hand. Kind of reminiscent of the way you fight Fortitudo the second time kind of reaching there. There we go. Been struggling to get a good dodge going in here. The way he slams his fists around. Come on. Like he's never anywhere near me when I'm dodging. You don't have to completely drain his health. It's just like get him down to about 4/5. And then you're done with that verse. And we have another witch statue puzzle. However, I'm not going to complete it because there's a cool little thing that happens if you don't go into witch time. If you go into witch time, you can cross this bridge. It never crumbles or anything. You can make it across to the other side just fine. If you don't activate witch time with the statue, though, the falling boulder will crush the bridge, and it opens up this hidden lower path. And there's nothing really that cool down on this lower path. I just thought I'd show it off. There's a lollipop down here, and then a little bit further down the way, I think that chest over on the next platform has a Midas's Testament in it. So yeah, they don't really hide anything super important down here. It's just a cool little alternate route. Alright, I'm coming, Rosa. And he returns for the rematch. Still just fighting his hands. Actually, no, this is the same way you fight him in Bayonetta 1, except this time we're surrounded by lava, where he's shaking the bridge you're on around. So we just pretty much have to kill him. He's gonna shake the platform around the bridge from side to side and dunk us in the lava from the right or the left, which I didn't escape in time. Stupid. Yep. These dual climax sequences are really, really cool. There's so much more, like, team-up moments in Bayonetta 2. Like, you got that a little bit in Bayonetta 1, but it's a lot heavier, more heavily done in this one. This chapter's awesome. This is a really stupid Easter egg, but if you do a panther jump and you crow within, or, yeah, crow within, fly over here, you get another ninja cat. This one's a black ninja cat. Actually, wait, is that black or brown? I can't tell with the lava lighting. Yeah, just another little ninja cat hidden away out there for no reason. Nothing special about that. No hidden verse or anything. Again, lots of cool little hidden stuff in this chapter just for the hell of it. And, oh, I was actually getting worried that I had missed this chest down around here somewhere. Where is it? I know it's below me somewhere. I was getting worried that I had overlooked this one chest. I know I'd done that at some point in the game. I have to go and look for a heart that I missed, because I should actually be 2 out of 4 for my next health upgrade right now. So I know I must have missed a witch heart somewhere along the way, and I'm gonna have to go back after this and whoops. No, I'm not getting back up there, am I? Nah, there's no amount wall hopping that's gonna save me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and chapter hop and see what witch heart I missed. Shit. I thought I was keeping pace until, like, I just now noticed I'm one behind. And welcome back, Grace and Glory. You didn't think they were bringing back affinities, applauds, decorations, deers and decorations, all of these enemies, fearless and fairness, and they weren't gonna bring back Grace and Glory. No graciousness and glorious, though. The golden version of these enemies doesn't return, unfortunately. I thought they would in maybe in Non-Stop Infinite, or no, it's just Infinite Climax in 2. I thought they'd bring back Gracious and Glorious in Infinite Climax, but nope. They are nowhere to be found, just their normal fire and lightning counterparts. Yeah, handled that much better than I ever did in Bayo 1. Oh, and Rosa transforms into a cool little tiger. Oh, right, a little bit of story on Rosa in case you didn't play Bayonetta 1. She was in prison for having a kid with a Lumen Sage, and she was killed 500 years ago during the witch hunts, which is where we're at now that we've time traveled. She's the one who says the shadows remain cast on the game over screen. And you can hear her saying that mid-fight in the verses here in Chapter 13. And cool little fun fact, you can get a statue, I think it's bronze or silver ranking, of Rosa in the opening stage of both Bayonetta 1 and 2. Because Lucas, Cereza, and Loki hadn't been introduced yet, and they're the ones who are normally on those trophies. So they did that to avoid spoiling character reveals. And over here, I think this is a Don't Touch the Ground muspelheim. If so, if this is the one I'm thinking of, it's a really good one. It's my favorite one. I hope it's that one. That might be later, though. Use enemy arms. Oh, this one's kind of shitty, actually. I don't like the enemy arms ones that much. Actually, no. No, these ones are good. I like the angel arms a lot. The demon arms aren't great. The only problem I have with use the enemy weapon Alfheims, muspelheims, is that I have a hard time keeping the combo going because you have to go around and pick the weapons up, so you have to really be paying attention to how much durability you have left in the weapon. So you have to be like right over one to keep a combo going because you have to pick the next one up right away. Yeah, but these ones kick ass, especially the Grace and Glory firearms. And the Applauds bow. Yeah, like that. I dropped the combo because I was too slow picking the weapon up and getting over to the Fearless. Fearless, Fairness, I'm not sure which one's which. Same with Grace and Glory. So I usually just lump them both together. Yeah, combo score's usually the hard one for those. So, wow, that's a lot of witch hearts for this chapter. Yeah. So we are actually almost at the end of the chapter, and then we have something really cool coming after this one. Actually, no, you know what? After this chapter, I think I'm gonna take a quick break and go and search out where the hell... Oh, man. Where the hell that missing witch heart is. For now, though, we got a fight on our hands. The Molten Beloved here. Beauty and Beloved, another set of names I always get mixed up. Beauty, I think, are the small ones. Beloved is the big one. Either way, he's Molten. They don't do that thing anymore where Molten enemies cause you harm if you make physical contact with them unless you're in Witch Time. That was something in Bayonetta 1 that was kind of shitty. You had to be in Witch Time to hit enemies who were on fire, or you had to be using the fire version of Durga. Or range. No more, though. That shit's gone. That was kind of irritating. It didn't happen that often. There weren't that many enemies like that, but it could be a pain. So, just like with normal beauties and beloveds, the most damage you're going to do to them is by hitting the jewel on their backs. It can be a little bit hard to get up there and stay up there for sustained damage, so just nibbling away at the legs, nipping away at the legs, that works too. They, unlike a lot of enemies, don't react that negatively to you, activating Umbran Climax. Yeah. Just literally beat his ass. Do it, yeah. Oh wait, did that miss? I used the Tetsuzanko and I think it completely whiffed. They nerfed the hell out of, oh no, not the Tetsuzanko, that's not what they nerfed. They nerfed the hell out of the punch-kick-punch combo. It was awesome in Bayonetta 1 because it was so fast, and it always produced a Wicked Weave at the end of the combo, so it was just like, you were always 3 hits away from a Wicked Weave, and Wicked Weaves were a lot stronger too in Bayonetta 1. So they not only nerfed Wicked Weave damage, but they nerfed punch-kick-punch especially. It was sort of your your bread and butter in Bayo 1. And then Tetsuzanko, they didn't nerf it actually. It's the back forward punch wicked weave thing that consumes a little bit of magic. There's something cool about Tetsuzanko that I didn't know about until recently. It causes you to do a little jump back for a second, and it counts as an evade when you jump back, and it can activate Witch Time. That's really cool, like a little hidden mechanic hidden inside an unlockable technique. Anyway, I'm gonna be back in a second as I search out what chapter that missing broken witch heart's in. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so I made myself a checklist of all of the hearts, and I went back through every single chapter up to this point. We're here in Chapter 8, an Ancient Civilization. Might as well grab that crow while I'm here. It's this underwater portal that Loki opens up deep into Chapter 8. And it's next to the Muspelheim. It's somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's in this room that I missed a chest with a witch heart, so I'm looking around for it. I had no idea that this was in this room. I don't know how I missed this, too. Oh, it must be up here. Shit. It's somewhere around. There it is. And this should give me my missing witch hearts, so we're back on track to 100% completion on the witch hearts. Alright, let me grab some water real quick, and then we'll resume with Chapter 14. Whoops. I'm having a lot of these little brain farts in this playthrough. I took a quick break after I got the heart in Chapter 8, and I forgot to hit record while I was going through this stage, so... yeah, whoops. So I'm re-recording part of this. I didn't finish the whole stage, and I think I even missed something my first time through, so yeah. Chapter 14, The Witch Hunt. Round 2. Yo, Bayonetta returns! The mech that we haven't seen since the opening to the game! Oh, shit! So that chest that just gave us a Mega Green Lollipop is where a witch heart would normally be. I picked it up on my first go through here when I screwed up and didn't hit record. Also, right here is where I would normally find a journal echo titled A Witch's Ultimate Weapon. What this is saying is basically, yo, did you see that sick-ass armor? It's a really, really stupid way of trying to hand-wave away the fact that goddamn exoskeleton robots got retconned into the game and the witches had access to this bullshit in the 1500s. Oh, and of course they're hair-powered. Like, you stick a key in the ignition of a car, they just stick a ponytail in or something. Like Navi and Avatar. It doesn't matter, this is still sick as hell. And they just give you, like, the biggest, toughest enemies to just ragdoll around and just brutalize, man. Like, they give you a bunch of beloveds, 5 of them, to just wreck as the first thing you do with your awesome-ass new mech power. It's so goddamn awesome. It's great. Yeah, and when you hit Umbran Climax, those bullets turn into, like, gigantic-ass plasma shots, and the kick version of it, you get, like, Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore-style rockets. Pretty goddamn cool. Yeah, and it controls mostly the same as the rest of the game. You still got your punches, your kicks, double tapping, instead of turning you into a panther, which would be rad. Yeah, you still activate Witch Time. Double tapping just gives you, like, these rocket boosts. You can hover, you can do all the stuff you normally can. And my favorite part, the only time you run into kinships in this, my most hated nemesis from last game, the kinships, you fucking pop them like it's nothing as you're running around in this awesome mech suit. Like, they are the most non-threatening, fragile enemies in this one, and that feels great. That feels great because they gave me so many problems in Bayo 1. And then immediately you just get to fuck up Urbane and Gravitas here. Like, the toughest enemies you come up against in the normal game are just fodder when you're in this cool mech. It's great. That's all this chapter is like, throw big, intimidating things at you and ruin their day. Oh, the ones before were beauties, this one is a beloved. Or the other way around. And yeah, when you hold down that charge button, it is sick. This is a really good Halo farming episode. This is a really good Halo farming chapter. Because it's a really short chapter. This I missed my first time through, so I'm glad I actually have to redo this. Missing that Moon Pearl would drive me crazy at the end. Like, you rack up points and the combo multiplier so fast in the mech. Especially when you throw on the Gaze of Despair and do some other stuff. This is a really efficient Halo farming chapter. Like, you could get 1.5 million, 2 million Halos per run, which takes like 5 minutes. It's and you keep it going through here. You keep the mech in this goddamn muspelheim. Oh man, it's the best ever. It's too goddamn good. And then they just throw enemies that would normally be pretty dangerous at you. Massive numbers of just fearlessness, fairness, a big molten beloved, affinities, everything. Oh man. Oh, I did take a hit. Oh well. And even though you are such a crazy badass, unless you're in Umbran Climax, you still don't stagger it. Oh, the backdash against the wall is really silly looking. This chapter's so goddamn good. That would normally be, I think, either a Witch Heart or Moon Pearl. You know the deal. You always get one of those two things that have a muspelheim. Oh, and the dashing feels really good. Like, the whole... It doesn't make sense that something this heavy feels this good to control. You feel the weight of it. It doesn't control as agile and nimbly as Bayo does, but it feels as fast and as responsive as a mech can, while still feeling heavy. It's really good. That is cool as hell. And we get like 4 or 5 beliefs on this bridge. You can knock them off, yeah, like that. I would have actually preferred him to stay on the bridge, because then I could get a couple more halos at this. A couple more, what, tens of thousands? Sapientia up there getting manhandled by wicked weaves. This is so good. So good. I can't believe this fucking chapter exists, man. And it's just this one chapter. Like, I really thought when I saw the previews for the game that the Umbran armors here would be a bigger part of the game, like they play a bigger role. You get this one gimmick level, and it's just enough, and it's perfect. And then you unlock an item, an accessory at the end of this chapter called the Earring of Ruin, that if you wear it, it replaces your Umbran Climax with this. You turn into the armor instead. Like, it's just enough. One gimmick chapter. And the Bayonetta 1 Cardinal Virtue boss rush continues with Sapientia firing those cool-ass missiles at you. Oh, those missiles are actually angels. I can't remember what their names are, but their only purpose is to kamikaze at you. So the missiles themselves are actually angels, kind of like the dragonflies that Kafka fires. They're actually demons called Carnages. They don't get formally introduced to you, but yeah. And he fights pretty much the same as he did in the first game, except a little less spectacular. In the first game, you fought him surfing in this huge maelstrom. Here, it's just like, man, it's almost, it's hard to call this less epic, but holy shit. Only by a little bit. And he goes down like a chump. Yeah, and you pick him up by the tail and just giant swing his ass away. God damn. This chapter. This fucking chapter. It's so over the top. I love it. Like, everything that is going on is ridiculous, and it's awesome. Oh, you can't quite punch you in the face. Oh no, I forgot that happened. It fires little explosive orbs at you before you get a chance to attack the front part. You gotta come around to the side and mess the side faces up. Oh no, it's going really, really poorly, actually. There we go. Boom! Yeah, each of those side faces can't take much of a hit. This angel that is an airship has a glass jaw. God damn. There we go. It's too much that you can still activate Umbran Climax in the mecha. This is one of the most over-the-top, crazy-ass chapters in the game. Like, oh, this whole game is just joy. Joy and over-the-top shenanigans, man. There we go, that's the end of this one. And you can see, like, how easy it is to make money on this. You max the multiplier and the combo score out. You will still get more halos for going beyond the 9999. Yeah, let me skip that little animation real quick and get into the fight. It's just the camera pulling back. I think I did that in the Lumen Sage fight too. It saves like 2 seconds of the camera pulling back. And again, the boss rush continues with Justicia. And one of the coolest things about this is you fight it in a completely different context, in a completely different setting, using a completely different tool, so the fight is different. They even when they're recycling things, they're not just recycling them. There's still like little subtle differences in how the fight goes compared to when it's a boss fight in Bayonetta 1. I love it. And apparently the mechas are also the motorcycle from Route 666, where she just sticks her lipstick in the ignition, like, and overcharges it. Oh, it's so good. That chapter kicks so much ass. Alright. Whew. Gotta calm down for a second. When we come back, though, it's finale time. We have 2 chapters left of the game. For now, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.